A very beautiful evening, and still in the spirit of Christmas celebration, but there's been a whole lot happening in Nigeria as a country, our own Nigeria. And now to the security landscape. It remains in shape focus following recent developments across the country. From the tragic bomb incident in Maiduguri, which has once again highlighted the threats posed by insurgency, to the confirmed collaboration between the Nigerian government and the United States in a coordinated airstrike operation, security remains a top national concern. Now, these events come at a time when President Tinubu, in his Christmas goodwill message, called on Nigerians to remain united, resilient, and hopeful despite ongoing challenges. And today we examine the joint US-Nigeria military action, its implication for national security, and how it fits into the border fight against terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. And I will help you read the tweet by President Donald Trump of the United States regarding that airstrike attack. And he said, "Tonight, at the direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay. And tonight, the Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues." Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. And in that regard, the federal government has also released a press release telling Nigerians that the airstrike that the US president carried out is in collaboration with the Nigerian government. And of course, you can see the press release where it read, "The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Federal Republic of Nigeria confirms that Nigeria authorities remain engaged in structured security cooperation with international partners, including the United States of America, in addressing the persistent threats of terrorism and violent extremism. This has led to precision hits to terrorist targets in Nigeria by airstrike in the northwest. In line with established international practice and bilateral understanding, this cooperation includes the exchange of intelligence, strategic coordination, and other forms of support consistent with international law, mutual respect for sovereignty, and shared commitment to regional and global security. Nigeria reiterates that all counter-terrorism efforts are guided by the primacy of protecting civilian lives, safeguarding national unity, and upholding the rights and dignity of all citizens, irrespective of faith or ethnicity. Terrorist violence in any form, whether directed at Christians, Muslims, or other communities, remain an affront to Nigerian values and international peace and security. The federal government continues to work closely with partners through established diplomatic and security channels to weaken terrorist networks, disrupt their financing and logistics, and prevent cross-border threats while strengthening Nigeria's own security institutions and intelligence capacity. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will continue to engage relevant partners and keep the public informed through appropriate official channels. Now, that was from the federal government of Nigeria, and that's where we'll be throwing out with this evening. The US airstrike in Sokoto State. We'll go on this short break, and when we return, our guest will help us digest all of this. Do stay with us. where leadership meets accountability. This is where your voice is heard. Welcome back from that break. And now let's continue to bring you developments regarding insecurity and, of course, what's it's been making rounds on our national headlines. I'm being joined by Fiso Sanusi Ibrahim, who is a social justice critic. He joined me via Zoom from Jos. A very good evening, and thank you for joining me on the program today. If you can hear me, Ibrahim.
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening. Mercy.
Yeah. Thank you so much indeed for joining us. Now, federal government has come out to confirm its collaboration with the U.S. government to tackle insecurity. And I'm asking, is this the miracle we've been praying and expecting?
Yes, we are all happy that the federal government are now collaborating with the United States to tackle insecurity, because it is obvious that the issue of insecurity have somehow overpowered our own federal government. So it was obvious that they needed help. I made a video some times ago on my TikTok and I said, you need help, call for it. And then we're very happy. Now they are beginning to collaborate with the United States, of which, they have superior firepower to come in and also deal with these bloodthirsty demons that are making lives unbearable for us. So it's a welcome development.
Now, how does this collaboration fit into Nigeria's border counter-terrorism?
Well, come on, it is an amazing collaboration. As a matter of fact, I saw some details about one of the airstrikes hitting a place in Sokoto that is the hideout of Lakurawa, that is the new terror group that's actually emerging. That is actually from Zagazola Makama on Twitter. And you understand that these people, they come into our country through our borders. We have very, very porous borders. So these individuals are now going to know that it's not business as usual. Because now the United States are in, and we all know that the United States have the technology to see even what the human eye cannot see, and it's going to be very, very helpful to us as a people, as a country, to tackle insecurity on all fronts. So it's a good one, Chinaza.
Now, it does look like we've expected this, of course, since after the U.S. President Donald Trump has designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. I wanted to find out, did you see this coming out, or did it come to you as a surprise?
No, it actually came to me as a surprise, because
and the fact that it happened on a 25th December, Christmas, during celebration.
Yes. Now, the fact that it happened on 25th December did not come as a surprise to me. But the fact that it happened actually came as a surprise. I made a video on the 24th of November crying that why would a suicide bomber go into a mosque in Maiduguri to detonate and also and kill people in the mosque. So the fact that these terror mongers do not have a date to strike, there shouldn't be a date that is going to be suitable for them to be wiped out. So on the 25th, I would say yes, Santa Trump gave them some good bombs for Christmas.
Some persons have also asked, we've seen this insecurity majorly in the Northeast, but then why then did the U.S. strike in Northwest?
Well, we all know that there are scores of Lakurawa, a new terror group that were even, I think, in the middle of this year, were giving families, the youths in families in that particular, in Sokoto, money to join. I think it was $1 million or 500,000 to join. So it was a new terror group, Lakurawa, that it was already becoming a menace. And then, so it shouldn't be a surprise that the United States are hitting Sokoto. We all know that Sokoto Zamfara are already beginning to be in the front burner of these terror attacks. So it is not something for us to be surprised, because in Sokoto is a border state, And we all know that there are a lot of things happening through the borders in that state. So this shouldn't be a surprise that Sokoto has been among the states that are striked.
Also, there are questions about not allowing, because it does look like some people are already politicizing this and saying not allowing our country to be a theater of war. And other people have also come out to say are living on how the airstrike wave actually carried out. So we are not told maybe were there lives of civilians involved, were there people killed, and of course for our military personnel, were there people who are injured, or were there people who got caught up in this airstrike?
Okay, I would my concern with the airstrike is currently, just this evening, we're hearing news that a town called Ofa in Kwara had the two hotels were actually destroyed due to an alleged drone strike that security experts are thinking it was from what happened yesterday. We should be clear and we should avoid collateral damages in this type of airstrike. That is my concern. And if the US say, okay, we've come into this country to carry out this attack, we would love to see what was the result of the attack, just like the way the Nigerian military usually do when they go on an onslaught to go and get these terror mongers or the individuals perpetrating terrors. We see videos, we see pictures. So what we want is not just the random video that was posted by the US. We need to see scores of these insurgents. We need to see their bodies. We need to see facts that these guys were actually gotten, not just an empty space or bombing an empty place and risking the lives of people that doesn't even know anything about it. And another thing is, the Minister of Foreign Affairs was asked what was the collaboration of the Nigerian Air Force and the Nigerian Army, and he claimed to say that he doesn't want to expose more of the security detail. But as Nigerians and as a people, we need to know what was the role of the Army, what was the role of the Air Force, what was the role of the Nigerian military in helping the United States, since it is claimed to be a collaborative effort in tackling this. Then we should know the United States have come out with their own side of the bargain from the Trump press release, and we also saw another press release from the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. We need to see something from the Nigerian military and the Nigerian defense. What was their own role? Because as a people, we are deserving to hear and understand what was the role of the Nigerian military in this particular attack. So they should avoid collateral damage. Until this moment, we don't know who threw the bombs in Kwara. So this is a $1 million question.
Now, seeing the involvement of the Nigerian government in this, some people are already beginning to say, oh, this does not longer look like, Christian genocide. Now, in this picture, when you look at it, you see that this has, it's not targeting any religion, whether Muslim or Christian. What is your take in that?
Yes, you see, it is obvious. On the 24th, someone entered a mosque and detonated a bomb. Muslims affected. I saw a video of the individuals that were abducted in the church in I think Kwara, or is it Kogi? Christians, right? Now, northwest Nigeria is predominantly Muslims. Sokoto is known as the seat of the caliphate, is seen as the seat of Islam. So now Sokoto is being hit. And if there is any individual that is going to be affected by that, let's say peradventure there are collateral damages, they are going to be Muslims. So now it is known to the world that it is not a Christian genocide. It is a genocide on all religions. It is a genocide on humanity. Every religion is being affected. Even the traditional worshippers are being affected because the bushes that they usually go to worship the gods is not safe anymore. So now everybody is affected by this terror. So yes, it is now clear that it's not a Christian genocide as it's been painted, but it is a genocide against humanity and every religion and tribe in Nigeria.
According to the US president's tweet, it does look like this is not just a one-off thing. It's going to be a continuous process, like he has warned that if the terrorists do not retrace their steps, they would be coming for them more. What do you make out of that? And again, I listened
Okay.
to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. You know, it's glad to know that the Lehi law has been lifted from Nigeria. So at this point, Nigerians can now purchase arms from the US and, of course, others. But then we are looking at also the financial constraint, which he mentioned. Now, do you first question? Do you see this as a continuous process or just a one-off thing? And now, what do you make out of the Leah law that has been lifted on Nigerians?
Okay. We all know that is not strategically correct for any military action to be taken just once and then it's stopped. No, it has to be continuous. You cannot. Chinaza, till this moment, there are no videos or pictures that are showing hundreds of bodies lying on the ground lifeless of these terrorists up till now. So we need to see that to even be encouraged that something is being done by decimating these individuals that are perpetrating these terrible acts. And as you can see, we need to understand that as a nation, when the United States said they were going to cut ties with Nigeria, it's a problem because the United States is the country that we buy most of our arms from. Most of our arms, the fighter jets and all that. So taking off that particular ban is going to help our military. And I'm very sure the military they should be excited, though we are seeing homemade rifles from the Daikon. We are seeing homemade rifles, and we are happy that at least Nigeria, as the most populous black nation, at least we are trying to produce something that is ours. So that's going to reduce the pressure on going elsewhere to go and get stuff. But then, at the level at which we are pushing right now, we definitely have to be happy that the ban has been lifted because we do not have the weaponry that is going to fight these terrorists, because these terrorists are coming in with superpowers. They are coming in with high-level machineries. Our military are seeing it and they're saying it, right? And also, President Donald Trump, if the military is going to start this, just one action and that's all, then it is not correct. It is not right. So this should not stop, and they should make sure that they're going to avoid collateral damages, and also that the lives of innocent civilians should be spared. The individuals that are supposed to be seen lying lifeless are the terrorists, because there is no room for negotiations with these bloodthirsty demons. I will say it again, and again. It should continue.
Now, while we wait for the situation to unfold, seeing pictures of these terrorists that are being killed or attacked, if this is going to be a continuous process, what would you, or how would you advise the protection of lives and the protection of civilians? Because clearly it's looking like it's going to continue on. We're going to see more of this in the next coming days or weeks.
Yeah. Now the thing is, these terrorists, just like the way they operate everywhere in the world, because now this attack, this airstrike is going to wake them up, and they're now going to start looking for alternative means of how to protect themselves. And what terrorists usually do all over the world is they use civilians as human shields. That's what they do. They use civilians as human shields. So now the US needs to collaborate very well with the Nigerian military in order to understand, because the United States cannot know our perimeters better than us. So there needs to be a very good collaboration that is going to spare the lives of civilians, though it is said that it is difficult to avoid collateral damages when it comes to this type of strikes. But then, even if there should be, it should be very, very, very minimal.
Minimal.
That's my advice.
Okay,
Yes.
should we be worried or concerned about Nigerian? Should we be worried as Nigerians regarding the foreign military collaboration that we are now seeing between the Nigerian government and the US?
You know, if it's going to be transparent, there is nothing to be worried about. We all know that so many countries have their own, negative part to say about the U.S. Involvement in their security architecture. But we are hoping that if transparency is going to be upheld, then automatically I'm not going to be worried. But then now, looking at what happened in Kwara, I mean, if a bomb should be dropped in Kwara, in in a place where civilians are, up till now we don't know what is the extent of the damage or as far as casualties for now. That is a blunder. That is a blunder because the video is going on everywhere. We could see the bomb, the something like a missile, something that looks like a missile. It's a terrible error, and that should be looked into, because what does that have to do with Sokoto? Sokoto is I think 500 kilometers away from Kwara. So these are the things that needs to be clear, before we continue to collaborate with the U.S. in defending the territorial integrity of our country.
Now, let's talk about some criticism that we've seen so far. Gumi has come out to criticize the U.S. airstrike in Nigeria, and he's also calling for alternative partners. What do you think now? Why this seems to be a good news for a lot of Nigerians? It seems to be good news, and we're also seeing people like Gumi who are coming out to say that, oh, there should be another alternative. This is not safe for Nigeria. What do you make out of that?
Well, as far as Gumi, I've advised Gumi in a video on my TikTok to stop commenting. Yes, he should stop commenting, because already there is a way in which Nigerians see him. They see him as a bandit apologist. They see him as an individual that is pushing for negotiation with terrorists, of which we as a people are collectively against. So anything that is going to come from Gumi is going to be seen it will be seen on the negative light. It's not going to be seen on the positive light. Right? So I would advise Gumi to stop commenting, because right now, had it been it's another person that made that comment, you would have actually tried to look at it from a dimension. But because it is Gumi, we are not going to look at it from a different dimension. We're going to see somebody whom is a bandit apologist, and also someone whom is clamoring for negotiation. So by default, we are going to see Gumi now trying to say, okay, please, let these people let's do it the non-kinetic way, and let's let peace prevail, just like what he has always been pushing for. So I am not going to say, okay, looking for alternative partners. Who are going to be the alternative partners? Is it France? Because you have to look at it. You need to have a country that has the firepower to combat this individual. So who are you going to look for as alternative partners? So I'm advising Gumi, if he has suggestion of alternative partners, he should mention them, so that he's not just going to make a statement, make a specific statement, say, go and get so country to be partners, and then there should be a non-kinetic way in addressing such type of issues. So that's all I have to say about that statement.
All right. Thank you so much, Ibrahim. It's been wonderful speaking with you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Shinaz. I appreciate you.
Yeah. As Nigeria's fight against insecurity continues to evolve, with collaboration, strategy, and leadership playing critical roles, while joint military efforts such as the Nigerian-US airstrike signal a strong stance against terrorism, the safety of citizens and long-term peace must remain the ultimate goal. As President Tinubu emphasized in his Christmas message, unity and collective resolve are essential in overcoming these challenges. And this is where we'll have to leave the program for today. We'll bring you more of the development as it unfolds. But before then, keep watching Kaftan Television. And like they will always say, security is everybody's business. When you see something, report to the relevant authorities. Until I come your way some other time next week, I am Chinaza Asif. Will continue to watch Kaftan Television. And of course, happy Boxing Day. Enjoy your holiday.